There are few individuals in world history who have achieved such monumental feats while overcoming countless obstacles. Simon Bolibar, better known as El Libertador, is one of those people. Born on July 24th, 1783 in Caracas, Venezuela, Bolivar's life was marked by hardship and triumph. During his lifetime, he successfully led independence movements that liberated 6 modern countries from Spanish rule, including Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Panama, and Bolivia. In recognition of his outstanding contributions to the liberation of Latin America, he is often hailed as the George Washington of Latin America. However, despite his military successes, the path to glory was not easy. He faced numerous setbacks and adversities that tested his resolve and determination. But what were some of the biggest challenges he overcame? Let's find out. Did you know that Simon Bolivar was from a wealthy family? You may be thinking, what's difficult about that? Well, the problem was that being part of the ruling class in Spanish America came with a heavy burden of responsibility. The Creoles, as they were called, were expected to uphold the standards of Spanish culture and maintain the social order. This meant that Bolivar and his contemporaries had to balance their desire for change with the need to maintain stability. They could not just go around chopping heads off like the French revolutionaries, or the excesses of the Reign of Terror would have been a problem. Unlike his fellow Criollos, however, Bolivar didn't just accept the status quo. He wanted more for himself and for his homeland. After witnessing the brutal suppression of a revolt against Spanish rule in his youth, he became convinced that the only way to bring about real change was through armed rebellion. But it wasn't just about overthrowing the Spanish. Bolivar had a bigger vision. He wanted to create a new kind of government that would be based on Enlightenment ideals such as liberty, equality, and democracy. He was also concerned about the future of Latin America, and he wanted to ensure that it would be a strong and independent region that was not beholden to any other power. It was this combination of factors that led to Bolivar's decision to take up arms against the Spanish. He knew that it would be a risky move, but he was also aware that it was the only way to achieve his goals. As the leader of the independence movement, he faced a number of challenges. One of the most difficult was the terrain itself. The Andes Mountains presented a seemingly insurmountable obstacle to the Spanish forces. However, in 1819, Bolivar led his troops on a daring march over the mountains in what has become known as the Invincible Crossing of the Andes. The journey was fraught with peril as the troops had to contend with freezing temperatures, high altitude, and treacherous terrain. But Bolivar's leadership and determination carried them through. This victory paved the way for the independence of Colombia and Ecuador. Bolivar's military genius was evident in his ability to surprise his opponents. At the Battle of Boyaca in 1819, he used a combination of strategy and tactics to defeat the Spanish forces. Despite being outnumbered, Bolivar's troops emerged victorious, securing the independence of Colombia. Another example of Bolivar's military brilliance was the Battle of Carabobo in 1821, which resulted in the complete defeat of the Spanish army and the independence of Venezuela. Throughout his military career, Bolivar displayed an uncanny ability to anticipate his opponent's moves and exploit their weaknesses, making him a formidable and respected leader on the battlefield. Personal life was also marked by tragedy. He lost many loved ones during the course of the independence movement, and he himself was the target of numerous assassination attempts. One of the most famous attempts occurred in 1828 when a group of conspirators led by General Rafael del Rigo attempted to kill Bolivar in Bogota. Bolivar managed to escape, and his lover, Manuela Sáenz, played a crucial role in distracting the assassins. The attempt on his life is now known as the September Conspiracy. In the end, despite his many victories, Bolivar's dream of a united Latin America did not come to fruition. Regional rivalries and power struggles proved to be too great, and the project for a Grand Colombia fell apart. Resigned from his position as president in 1830 and died 3 months later at the age of 47 in Santa Marta, Colombia. Today, Bolivar's legacy lives on. Statues, cities, and even a country, Bolivia, are named in his honor. He is remembered not only as a liberator, but also as a visionary who sought equality, sovereignty, and unity for Latin America. Thanks for watching.